Hello and welcome to today's video. Let's dive straight in to a roundup of today's politics. Today was dominated by the fallout from Prime Minister Keir Starmer's resignation and the expected rise of Andy Burnham as Britain's next Prime Minister. Burnham moves closer to number 10. Burnham remains the only serious candidate to replace Starmer and could take office as early as mid-July. Chancellor Rachel Reeves publicly endorsed him today, arguing he would provide economic stability and maintain Labour's fiscal rules. Attention is now shifting to who Burnham would appoint to key cabinet positions. A significant development came when Britain's largest public sector union, Unison, backed Ed Miliband for Chancellor, signalling pressure for a more interventionist economic agenda. Reform UK keeps immigration at the centre of politics. The biggest policy controversy came from Nigel Farage's Reform UK. The party proposed measures affecting EU nationals living in Britain, including removing overseas nationals from social housing and imposing a migrant labour levy on employers hiring non-UK workers. Critics argue the proposals could breach Brexit-era agreements and damage relations with Europe. Supporters argue the plans address concerns about housing shortages, migration levels and pressure on public services, while opponents describe them as economically damaging and discriminatory. International attention on the leadership change. Across the Atlantic, US President Donald Trump weighed in on British politics, describing Burnham as extremely liberal. His comments underline how closely foreign governments are watching Britain's political transition. Economic questions dominate Westminster. Markets have remained relatively calm despite the political upheaval, but investors are increasingly focused on what a Burnham government might mean for taxation, public spending, energy policy and economic growth. Questions surrounding wealth taxes, investment and fiscal policy expected to dominate debate over the coming weeks. Overall assessment: today's political story was less about legislation and more about power. Starmer's departure has triggered a rapid reorganisation of British politics, with Burnham appearing increasingly certain to become the country's next Prime Minister. At the same time, Reform UK continues to push immigration to the forefront of national debate, ensuring that migration, economic growth and public services will remain the key battlegrounds of British politics through the summer. What do you think? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, take care out there.